Hello, we are continuing our talk on gentle and quiet spirit. And today I wanted to ask you and myself a question. Are we controlling our husbands? And obviously the answer, if yes, it means that we are not walking in gentle and quiet spirit. Gentle and quiet spirit is a spirit of contentment. Contentment with your circumstances, contentment with what kind of husband you have, contentment with what kind of environment you live in, contentment with what the Lord is doing in your life and the type of life He's allowing you to have. It's a spirit of contentment. It is not a controlling spirit, obviously. So, my dear sister, just like I mentioned previously, every time when you and I, we tell our husbands what to do, and I'm not really talking about here like things like asking him for help, for example. Obviously, I'm not talking about things like that, or asking him to help you clean the backyard or something like that. No. But every time when I'm talking about things that you want him to do every day, something that you want him to change in, and you're constantly keeping that pressure on, and you're repeating it every day, like dripping faucet. That's exactly what the controlling spirit is. It's constantly keeping that pressure on. Those things that you want him to change in. For example, like wash his hands, just like my problem is, or take vitamins. He doesn't want to take vitamins. Or brush his teeth or not brush his teeth. Not to spend money on the things that you disagree with him. Not to wear dirty shoes in the house. He dirties your floor, which is not your floor, obviously. Not to sit in front of the computer in the evenings, and all those things, like not to be messy when he eats, or to spend more time with you and with the children. And some of those things like might be, so to say, legitimate things that you desire, but at the same time, you are not the Holy Spirit. The Lord is jealous for your husband. He's the one who wants to get glory in changing your husband. And He is the one who can truly change him. You are, by trying to put that pressure on, all we are doing is crushing our husband's spirit. That's all it does. It crushes their spirits. So, my dear sister, our assignment for this week will be we are going to ask our husbands to help us see the areas where we control them, or control the family life, control the family environment, control the home. We are going to come to them and just sit down with them and sincerely, out of your heart, from your heart, ask them, honey, would you please help me to see? If I don't see, help me to open my eyes to those areas where I'm controlling you, controlling the family. Areas like complaining, obviously, nagging, controlling, manipulating in your speech, being discontent. And believe me, my dear sister, every wife has an area, or maybe even several areas, where she tends to control or manipulate her husband, or trying to change him. You and I, we are not the only weird ones who are struggling with those things. No. Struggling with a controlling spirit. No. Every wife has something that she struggles with. So, come to your husband, ask him to give you a list of those things. You write them down or jot them down mentally, but I suggest just write them down and start crying out to the Lord one by one, presenting those things before the Lord so He can uproot them. And obviously, it will be painful, but also ask the Lord, your earthly Lord, your husband, to keep you accountable in those areas. So every time when you stumble, that He will, wink or make a little note to you, that you would remember that something is wrong. if you don't see it, or if you'll start falling into those patterns, that your husband can redirect your attention to the truth, so you can walk in the truth.